Sarge, this is the house. I'm sure of it. It's the address. You see anything?
I don't see nothing.
You see any movement in the house? I don't see any movement in the house.
I don't see nothing. I don't even see the door. Lieutenant, what do we know about this guy? Is he connected? Is he a mob boss?
He's a made guy.
He is a made guy?
You're dealing with the real deal on this one, so just be ready.
I'm ready.
Hey, did you hear about Joe Ryman, that he's retiring?
You gotta be kidding.
25 years.
Oh, it's about time. He's gonna go out with a good pension.
There he is. Come on, let's go.
Oh.
Angelo Scarpetta?
Who's asking?
Mr. Terno, Lieutenant, NYPD. This is Sergeant Pizarro. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
About what?
You know Frank married DeSolo.
Am I supposed to know them?
What are you, a comedian? Just answer the questions.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Do you know Jimmy DeSolo?
Jimmy DeSolo. Now, that's all I got to say, Jim. Have a nice day, huh?
Have a nice day.
Come on, let's get out of here.
Let's go.
Listen, you know what I want you to do? I want you to get a hold of JoJo, get a hold of the rest of the guys, and I think we're gonna do a bit more investigation.
What do you want to do, Vic?
Let's do a stakeout. I got a feeling that this guy is gonna go by Jimmy DeSolo's pizzeria, and I put the pressure on him. So let's make a move
So
over.
you want to do a stakeout
Yeah.
at the pizzeria?
Yeah,
Let's do it. All right, you got it, sir.
This guy's a wise guy. He'll take care of the situation. Sarge, we're all set over here.
You all set up over there?
Yeah, Lieutenant, all set. All right. I got a clear visual.
Roger D, 10-4. Listen, Sarge, when he comes in, when he makes his exit in,
He approaches the building, give us a heads up so we know where we can back you up.
Roger that.
all right, we're sitting tight. Just give us a shout when something's going down.
He's got that.
I really do. I think that not only Scarpetta's got something to do with it, I think the whole mob family's involved.
He pulled the gun! Move! Move!
Jimmy! You've been talking to the cops, I hear. Didn't I tell you to keep your mouth shut?
Which means, technically, by the money count...
What did you tell them? I told them nothing. I warned you, Jimmy.
2013.
You're playing a dangerous game. You want to sell that white powder stuff and short me? Then you die! You're stealing my money? Being disrespectful to me? I'm taking everything what belongs to me. It's mine, and then I'm gonna take more anytime I feel like it. Capiche? I paid you my end. Okay? And now you're gonna shake me down? It ain't happening. I'm too old, Jimmy, too tired. I got the best knife man and gunman in the city. From here to Chicago. What are you gonna do about it? What? you gonna do about it? Tell me. I should make him put one in your head and take it all.
Freeze! Police! Drop the gun! Drop it or I'll shoot! You, drop it! Tony, cut him! Fuck that mother! Get him out of here!
You have the right to drink sounds. Anything you say might be held against you in court. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford one, won't be appointed to you. Now, let's go. Get up. Come on. Get him up. Get up. Get him out. That's all.
Come on, let's get him out of here. Move him out.
Give me my glasses.
I thought you didn't know.
Give me my glasses. I just met him. Nice guy.
You're a real character, Scott Petter. Tony Armagine, get him out of here.
Well, Jimmy, you disappointed me. You told me you didn't know.
Vic, what are you gonna do with Mr. DeSola? I'm gonna take him in.
You know, Mr. DeSola, you disappointed me. You lied to me and the sergeant. You told me you didn't know Scarpetta. What do I have to do with you? You want me to subpoena you? Or you're gonna come down to the station tonight? We need to talk.
That won't be necessary. I'll come down, Lieutenant.
What do you want to do with him, Sergeant?
I don't know, Sarge. I would take him in.
All right, listen. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're not here by 7 o'clock tonight at the station, we're gonna come get a subpoena, we're gonna lock you up.
No problem, Lieutenant. I'll be there.
Come on, Sarge, let's go.
Did you see the new MidNight show with Vic Terno?
Hell yeah, it's a great show. It's on at midnight on Fridays.
Have you seen the new MidNight show with Vic Terno?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's a great show. It's funny, and they got lots of beautiful women.
Yeah, that's Vic Terno. The new MidNight show with Vic Terno?
Did I see it? It's great. It's funny. They got beautiful women, sexy women. I watch it all the time.
This is Christina Lime from the Midnight Show with Vic Terno. We're here with Joe Corsi from CBS FM, and I gotta ask you a question. Do you watch the Midnight Show with Vic Terno?
Every Friday night at midnight. That's the only time it's on, right?
Midnight, right? Yeah,
I'm there.
midnight.
I'm there. I love the show, and I love Vic. He's my favorite guy in the whole world.
How could you not love Vic?
Hey,
He's awesome.
forget about
He's
it.
the best host.
Ehi, amico mio.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Midnight Show with
Jay
Vic
Carter,
Terno.
lascio un pensiero per te.
This is Jimmy
King
DeSola,
of the
the
street.
Midnight Enforcer.
Ok. Mi ricordo il tuo arresto. Sorvegliato 24 ore al fermo. Avevo capito il tuo messaggio da Dio. Sei rimasto impedito. Ogni giorno nero. Scondato per questo dolore. I tuoi
What's up, guys? How are you? How are you? Hello. Guys, I love you. Give me a round of applause for everybody here. Come on. Listen, we love you all. I want to give my first tribute to the men and women in our uniformed services. I always start every show. Guys, United States military, we love you guys. You guard us every minute of every day, of every hour. Also, the NYPD, the Special Services, and the Fire Department. Guys, we love you. One more round of applause for our city service. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, welcome to the Midnight Show. I hope you liked our opening mini-series, Murder at Midnight. We're going to have another 4 series to complete that mini-series, and I promise you, there's twists, there's turns, and there's more excitement coming. So watch that Midnight, Murder at Midnight series on the Midnight Show. So now let's get on with the show. Guys, I wanted to start to talk to you about some issues that are coming around. I'm
sorry.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Diane Vaslaki.
Hi.
Ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, Diane. Let me introduce my Midnight Show. We're unique. We're unique. Catch the fever. We're catching the fever around the country and the world with the Midnight Show. We have a very unique show, ladies and gentlemen. This is my commission. Not mob commission, just commission. This is my commission, ladies and gentlemen, and they're all my beauties and my co-host, Mr. Tony Pizarro. Ladies and gentlemen. My co-hostess, the beautiful Christina Lime.
Hey, Christina.
Who's better than me, guys, huh? The beautiful Rocks Christina, ladies and gentlemen. And again, the beautiful Diane Vaslaki. And a new addition to my, can I say corral? No, I can't say that. So a new addition to my guest panel would be Karen Herrera. A nice round of applause. Okay, all right. So now that we got that over with, let's get on with the show. You know, Karen, what were you going to say to me? I'm sorry, you were going to ask me a question?
Yeah, I wanted to know what you think about Obama. He wants to tax
You don't
us.
want to know what I think.
Well, there's a new health care plan. I'm hearing he wants to tax us or give us a penalty.
Okay.
If we don't have health care coverage.
I got you. I'm going to elaborate on that. I just happen to have a little article about that in my pocket. Ladies and gentlemen, no kidding. I have this article. It says Obama hit by health insurance, T-word. Now, what this is saying, that the Congressional Budget Office has just come out and said that when he institutes, if he does, he may get shut down by the United States Supreme Court, thrown out as unconstitutional, which I think he will. But it says if he does get this thing going, the first year that he institutes it, instituted, it'll be double the price that he projected. Double the price. We're bankrupt now. This country's on its way out. And it's going to double the price. But to make matters worse, he's going to tax, he calls it a penalty. He's going to tax every United States citizen, which is unheard of, and I think it's un-American, for the first time, a $1,500, I believe that's the amount, I could be wrong, off a few dollars. $1,500 if you don't have medical insurance. Tony.
I can't even believe that. Medical insurance.
$1,500, and he's calling it.
nuts.
Now, who do you think is going to collect the money?
Tell me how that's going to
The IRS. That's who's going to collect. Now, you know, that's money on top of money on top of money. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's enough for us to be upset about. But now, Maron, now, it's even worse. You know what the president, I heard, it could be a rumor. Do you know what I heard he did, Tony?
What did he do? What?
Guys, he formed a collection agency.
You gotta be
to collect the money, his own company.
I tell you can't put nothing past it.
I don't know what I tell you, I don't know what to think next when it comes to Barack. But here's what he said. He's formed his own collection company, I heard on the outside, called P&P Collection Agency. Do you want to know what the P&P stands for?
Yeah.
Okay, since you asked me. P&P stands for pay or pay.
Pay or pay?
Unreal.
This is the worst part of it, Tony. Guess who he has to running the CEO of the company? Ladies and gentlemen, you won't believe this. Do you know who the CEO of the company is that he's forming P&P? Tony and Funziata from Bad Avenue.
You gotta be kidding. He's a knee breaker.
You know Tony.
He's a knee breaker.
The kneecap breaker.
That's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is complete. Too unbelievable even to discuss. But I'm going to discuss it. He's got Tony and Funziata from Bad Avenue, Brooklyn, as the collection agency CEO.
You gotta be kidding.
They did an interview on TV with the president with Tony next to him. Tony, he had the Obamacare plan in one hand, and he was holding a bat, Tony and Funziata in the other.
Bat for what? What does he want the bat for?
He said he held the bat there because that's his persuader.
Persuaded.
Ladies and gentlemen, he carries a persuader with Tony and Funziata.
Yeah, I know.
Because he said that if he doesn't collect the tax for the president, that he's going to send out the knee breakers.
He's gonna break his knee.
I can't figure out the world the way it's going, ladies and gentlemen.
That's sick.
All I'm going to say is let's just get on with the show and forget about this.
All right.
That's crazy. Come on. Oh my God! I tell you, guys, you know, the way the world is going today, I don't know, with taxes, you're getting forced to pay a tax. I mean, what's going to be next? The Boston Tea Party? We're going to start throwing things overboard the tea?
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So, what's new, girls? How's everything going, guys?
All
right?
Great.
Everything good?
Good.
Well, I think the first thing I'd like to talk about is a little bit about the news, as far as not the news that we just spoke about, but more about like Celebrity Apprentice, Oscars. Has anybody been watching the Celebrity Apprentice?
Yeah, it's great
Yes,
this season.
love it.
I love it. Probably one of my favorite seasons.
I believe, let me see, was Louis Ferrigno thrown out? No.
Not yet. No,
Louis
He's
wasn't
still hanging in
there.
there.
They threw out Mario Andretti's son, I believe he got thrown out, right?
Yeah, he got
Mario Andretti, and also another comedian.
The comedian.
Adam
Carolla.
Carolla, thank you. He got thrown out. So now, but I hear that next. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I grew up with Louis Ferrigno. I used to work out with Louis Ferrigno at Julie's R&J Health Spa on Avenue U in Brooklyn off Nostrand Avenue. Louis was a friend of mine. He was a mentor. He would teach me. Beautiful guy. But can you see him as being project manager on the next show?
I don't see.
No, but I'd like to see him get a shot at it. I mean, he's a workhorse.
Who's
He
going to
really
argue with
does
Louis
keep
Ferrigno?
trying.
He's going to get a shot. Who's going to argue with Louis Ferrigno? You know what I'm saying? You get your neck broken. So the Hulk. We're talking about the Hulk here, people. All right. So anyway, all right. So that's happening over here. Now let's talk about movies. Who's got a little information about movies?
I think the newest movie is 21 Jump Street with Joanna Hill.
21 Jump Street. Yeah, who's starring in that?
Joanna Hill, let's say.
Jonah Hill.
Tony. That's another movie from 50 years ago. Diane, who's starring?
It's Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum.
Oh, Jonah Hill.
I'm going to see that one.
That's good. But wait, there's one that I want to go see with Ellen and with James, my son. I want to go see that movie with Nicolas Cage. What's that called? Does anybody hear about that one?
Nicolas Cage.
I think that's one. It's something about revenge. But something about revenge. Something happened with his family.
I saw the previews. Looks great.
Does it look
I
good?
think I'm definitely going to go check it out.
Yeah, that's supposed to be fantastic. And I also want to mention, guys, if you want to contact the show for any reason, if you'd like to come on the show as a guest, a model, a comedian, you could contact us on Twitter, New York Show radio host, Vic Terno, or you could contact me on Facebook on the MidNight Show, Vic Terno, or you can email us too. I would like to also give a couple shouts out to a few people. I'd like to give a shout out to the Boston Police Department. If you'd like to audition for the show, you could also give us a shout and friend me on Facebook. So keep that in mind if you want to audition for the show, for our MidNight Show players. Getting back to what I was saying, I want to give a shout out. We've got a lot of new fan base. Guys, we've got people, check this out, audience, in our studio, in our TV land. We have audiences now in several countries. Wow. Countries. And several states in New York, and besides New York State. We got even the Deep South. We got the South. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable.
Vic, everybody's catching the fever.
They're catching, ladies and gentlemen, they're catching the MidNight Show fever. Catch the fever. How about it?
Catch the fever, that's good.
I mean, come on,
That's good.
where are you
Catch
going to get
the
entertainment like we have with skits?
Catch the fever.
Beautiful, Tony, sit back. Beautiful women, beautiful girls like this, intelligent. Not only pretty, intelligent. And then, of course, we got Anthony Pizarro.
Yeah.
And we love
This
you. We
mic
love
is
Anthony
broke
Pizarro.
over there.
Anthony Pizarro. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to make a special shout out. Besides the Boston Police Department, guys, we love you out in Boston. I want to make a shout out to my best buddy, the manager of my show, the coordinator of the MidNight Show, the creator and inventor of Whatever TV. Let's get a little sign up there to show Stevie's place. It's called Whatever TV. He's the original creator. In the control room. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. Steve DiGennaro. My right arm of the MidNight Show. And the left arm is my other half, Ellen. She's the left arm. And the middle part is my own. Anyway, getting back to, I also want to give out a good shout to Dr. Vincent Maligno. Can we get a camera on Vinny Maligno? Come on, let's switch a camera. Can we pull a camera on Dr. Vincent Maligno? Vinny, stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Vincent Maligno, the world-renowned PhD around the United States, Dr. Maligno. Thank you, Vinny, for coming down. Okay, now, let's give a shout out. We got so many people, I promised, honestly, on Facebook to say hello to. Can you start it off, Christine?
Yeah.
Some of the people, ladies and gentlemen, all of my panel, all my beauties. Tony, sit back. All my beauties are gonna give a little shout out to someone. But guys, let's do it. Christine?
I got to tell you, Vic, we have a lot of countries catching the fever.
I know.
I want to start out with our fans from Germany. We want to thank you for watching the show and following us. Also, I have a special shout out from Chris Paradakaris from all the way from Canada. He watches the show. He's a great fan.
Great guy.
Also, we have a few shout outs from Italy. Our first shout out comes all the way from Brindisi, Italy. Brindisi, sorry.
Right.
I'm only half Sicilian.
Oh, that's okay.
It's
So you got it half right.
I got it half right. This one, his name is Francesco Atanasi.
Nice. Francesco, ladies and
Thank
gentlemen.
you for watching.
Thank you for watching. And ladies and gentlemen, round of applause. That's Francesco is a new and upcoming songwriter, performer in Italy. And the song that you heard in the opening, can we hear that song a little bit in the background? The song that we were playing earlier is actually written by him, and he gave me permission for the copyright to play the song. I love the song.
Hey, amico mio.
There we go. Isn't that beautiful? Round of applause.
J. Carter, lascio un pensiero per te. The king of the street.
Okay, guys, let's take it down. So now, let's move along. Who else do we have a shout out?
We also have Stefano Del Bono. He's the owner of Carrasco
Hotel, right.
Again, half. Yeah, Carrasco Hotel. He's from Lipari, Italy.
That's Lipari, Italy. You're getting there, Christine.
I'm getting there. I'm getting close. Maybe
Don't
the
worry,
next
you
show.
hang with me.
Maybe the next
You're
show.
gonna do fine. We'll make a little trip over to Sicily. We'll get everything right. But anyway, yeah, shout out to Stefano Del Bono, the Lipari, Sicily. He owns the Carrasco Hotel. They're big fans of the MidNight Show out in Sicily, and we want to keep it that way because we don't want to die. I mean, it is supposedly the seat of the mafia. Oh, wait, there is no mafia. Anyway,
Ain't no mafia. Only
let's move on.
favors.
Anything else, darling?
No, I think Roxy's going to take it over. She has a few
Okay,
shout outs she
Rox.
wants to
Yeah, we
mention
have
too.
Zach's from Zach's Tap Room, Louisville, Kentucky.
Zach's Tap Room in Louisville, Kentucky. Beautiful. Shout out to you, my fan base out there. Louisville, Kentucky.
Louisville.
I just got corrected by my man. Thank you. Louisville, Kentucky. What else? We got anything else, Rox, on that?
For me, no.
Okay, Diane.
I got one.
Let's
We
hear it,
have
Diane.
one all the way from Norway. Finn Hoydell.
Whoa, Finn Hoydell from Norway. Let's hear around. Norway.
Hey, Norway. Hey, Norway.
Who else we got? Anybody else?
Now Karen's going to take
Karen,
over.
ladies and gentlemen, Miss Karen Herrera, what do you got, Karen?
We have a shout out from Security Chief Jesus of Manhattan.
Whoa, Security Chief Jesus. How are you, Jesus? Good.
And we have one more shout out from Christine and John McCourt.
Hey, John, the super guy from John McCourt, Christine and John McCourt. Okay, so I think we'll wrap that up, right, guys?
That's it.
Pretty much?
Yeah.
Oh, now, I wanted to ask you personally, guys. I know for a fact that some of you guys have been doing some modeling jobs, some different kind of things. Let's start off with you. Christine, what are you up to?
Well, actually, I just recently started my portfolio. Adam has been taking pictures of me.
Ladies and gentlemen, Adam Degazon, the MidNight Show photographer.
He did an excellent job. The pictures look amazing. I should be booking up jobs pretty quickly.
Wow.
By the looks of my pictures, how they came out.
You got Adam behind you. You got a lot of power behind you. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam also, Chris, right? He's the future director. Ladies and gentlemen, Adam is the future director and associate producer, along with me as executive producer, of my screenplay, Target New York City, which we're going to be doing a short, which is a mini movie, very shortly for the Universal Film Festivals around the world. So very shortly we're going to be getting started with that. So, go ahead, you were going to say?
And also, actually, I'm very excited. Sunday morning, I'm flying out to Miami. A close personal friend of mine, he's starting a vodka company called Paparazzi Vodka.
Nice.
And I'm going to be promoting it for the week of the music festival down in South Beach. So I'm very excited to get started with
so
that.
you got a lot of stuff going on, Chris.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty busy.
You look absolutely stunning
Thank
tonight
you.
and beautiful as always,
Thank you.
as all my beautiful girls do. So let's move on now. Rox, ladies and gentlemen, Rox has got something to tell. Rox just completed, may I?
Yes.
Rox just, I like to talk.
Yes.
Rox just completed, ladies and gentlemen, a modeling assignment. And I'm talking about big modeling assignment. No little one, big one. Guess where she went, people? Hawaii, Maui, the island of Oahu. I hate you, Rox. No, but all kidding aside, she really is. She did a big modeling assignment. Would you tell us about it?
Yes, I actually flew out to Hawaii. I did some shoots in, as you said, Maui and Oahu. It was for, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Venus Swimwear, North Shore Swimwear, and Pacific Swimwear. It was bikinis, sundresses. It was fun, but it was a lot of work. I was doing 13.5-hour shoots. Wow. I mean, I worked for the money. Everyone's like, oh, Hawaii, it's gonna be so much fun. No, I worked 14, it was fun, but 14-hour days. It was amazing. Yeah, it was
So let me ask you, did you have all good weather?
Everything was good up until the last 2 days, and we had rain, but we still shot in the rain. But yeah, mostly everything was nice weather. So.
Rox, what was your most favorite part of the shoot? And if there was something that you didn't like, what was the most unfavorite part of the trip?
Okay, my favorite part of the shoot was probably I shot under a pier and had to wear this red dress, and it was beautiful. But there was all these tropical fish swimming underneath me, so it was just huge, like little ones, big ones, colors, like rainbows, all underneath my feet. I mean, Hawaii it's beautiful. If you haven't been, you have to go. It was gorgeous.
Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen, and I want you guys to see, some of the pictures that Rox Christina took that are absolutely just beautiful.
They were stunning.
I mean, they could have been on the front of Harper's Bazaar, which, ladies and gentlemen, you may not know this. You know who was in Harper's Bazaar back in '92? Yours truly. Hello! I actually was on a photo shoot, center cover with the supermodel. Does anybody know who Linda Evangelista is?
Yes. Yes.
I'm going to bring in and show you guys one day. We'll bring it in. I did a photo shoot with the Linda Evangelista. Doc, I didn't tell you that. A 5-page spread, or I think more than that. She picked me out for the main gi with her, holding her in the center fold of the Harper's Bazaar magazine. That was one of the best things I ever did.
Wow.
So I know where you're coming from with the photography.
A lot of work.
And let me tell you, her picture could be in these pictures she took could be in Harper's Bazaar magazine. That's how beautiful.
Thank you
beautiful
so much. Thank you so much.
If you want Christine, you can get her on Facebook. Tell them where they can reach you.
It's Rox Christina on Facebook. You can friend me. It's one of my pictures from the shoot is probably up. It's probably me in a bikini, yellow bikini. So just friend me, and I'll accept it.
How about your email?
Email roxymodel0@gmail.com.
Any Twitter?
I haven't done the Twitter yet.
Let's get moving
I gotta
on
get
Twitter.
moving on. I really gotta get a handle on it. I know.
Even Vic Terno on MidNight.
I know. I gotta do it. I do.
And I don't text. Sorry. Okay. Now, basically, I think we covered all the local news and a couple different things. I got one more question, though, before we can move on. Karen Herrera. Karen, what have you been up to? Give us a little background about you. Did you ever do any acting or anything?
I interned here a few years ago. I did. They did a high school. Yeah, about I think 4 or 5 years ago. They did. At the time they were doing focusing on high school kids with the smoking campaign, getting kids not to smoke.
Great work, Karen. Good, nice.
It was fun.
But you enjoyed working the thing?
Yeah, I was here for a few months. So, and I live right here. I worked with Terry.
Yes.
I worked with him, and it was good. I used to follow him on location to schools he was going.
Beautiful.
And a lot of filming. I used to do the filming
enjoy
on it. I haven't been into it, but I want to get back into it. Like
You're into it now. You with us?
Yeah, exactly.
And we got you, ladies and gentlemen. We got Karen here. She belongs to us. Steve DiGennaro's wife. Anyway, but we do have Karen. She's with us from now on. So we're very lucky here at the MidNight Show with Vic Terno. I'm a lucky guy. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, where are you going to get women like this? We got class ladies. No riffraff stuff. This is the MidNight Show. Remember I said, ladies and gentlemen, catch the fever. Okay, now, moving right along, I'd like to talk to you about a very important subject that's come up with the MidNight Show. Tony knows what the subject is about.
Help! Help! Somebody! Help!
Hey, what's that?
What's that all about?
Oh.
What the heck was that all about? Tony!
Oh, I don't know. What the hell happened? Who's chasing?
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Who was that, guys? Steve, who was that? I I don't know what happened.
Steve, what's going on?
I don't know what happened.
Who's this?
You see Sleeping Beauty and my four little brothers?
You're on the wrong set. The Wizard of Oz you want.
No, I don't.
What do you mean, no, you don't?
I want Sleeping Beauty and my 6 brothers. They just ran through here.
Your 6 brothers ran through here? I didn't see no 6 brothers.
You weren't looking.
I wanted to look. What are you, a wise guy?
What are you, a wise guy?
Yeah,
Did you look over there?
They're not there.
Who is it? Who are you?
I'm Grumpy from the 7 Dwarfs.
You grumpy? You don't
Yeah.
look like no grumpy to me.
Blow that kazoo over.
Blow that, Mike. I'll stab you. Jojo! Jimmy, get up here. Take him. Oh. You want to try
Jimmy, Jimmy, help him out.
Good. Get him out of here. Put him in the trunk of my car. I'll use him for an ornament on a Christmas tree.
What the heck is this?
Take him out. You're going on my Christmas tree for Christmas, you little dwarf.
Ladies and gentlemen.
What was that?
I don't know.
Like
When he's on the wrong set.
Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
And then he called me a name, too.
Yeah, that wasn't nice.
He did. You see what he said
It was
to
a
me,
little
Vic?
nasty.
Get my lawyer, I'll sue
Ladies
you.
and gentlemen, I'm sorry for the interruption. I don't know where did this guy come from?
They lost.
Different set.
Jojo, remember one thing. What's the girl that was with him? What's the girl that was with him?
I think it was Snow White.
Bring Snow White here.
Oh, yeah, he went Snow White.
I want to see what happened to her.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I don't know what that was all about.
I don't know, Vic.
Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
I don't know.
What are they doing, a remake?
I don't know. He's on the wrong set. They're probably filming next door.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Can't we run a show in peace here,
I think
ever?
we need better
I tell you,
security.
I never saw a little guy with so much scrump.
Where's Ruben, my security? Ruben, come over here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my security and bodyguard. Let's have a round of applause for Ruben. Jojo. Come on up here. Now listen, stay over here for a minute. Jojo, you over here. What kind of security are you two? You let these little men come in here, chasing after.
In between my legs.
Get out! I don't. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what's going on. I can't figure it out. So, Tony.
I don't know. I know everything.
You're supposed to be in charge of the security.
I want to go get him. Let me go off the stage. Let me go see if he's in the backyard.
You want to put him under the tree?
No, I want to put him under the knife. Put him under.
Where did this guy come
Right
from?
away, talk to me.
But how did he? Yeah, he was nasty.
Nasty? It is this big.
How did he get in here? I got to look into this. Are you sure this is not one of these rival shows trying to ruin our show? Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, I can't figure it out. You know what? Let's just forget about it. I'll tell you what we're gonna do to make you happy. No, you're not getting free dinner certificates, so forget that. All right?
Ain't making that up.
We got a special featured guest for you, and I'd like to show you right now who that is. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome to you to a wonderful dear friend of mine. He's a sweetheart of a guy. You all know who he is. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch my man come into the studio and do our interview. Mr. Joe Corsi of WCBS-FM, the #1 radio station in New York City, the tri-state area, and he's the #1 disco and radio disc jockey, Mr. Joe Corsi. Special edition featured interview with Joe Corsi, WCBS-FM, the one and only Brooklyn's own, and now Staten Island and all of New York's Mr. Joe Corsi.
Thank
Joe,
you.
welcome.
Thank you
to
for
the
inviting
Midnight
me.
Show.
Thank you, Vic.
We also like to welcome another additional guest. We have Dr. Vincent Maligno. Vince, nice to see you.
Evening.
Thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, my beautiful co-hostess, Miss Christina Line. So we have a beautiful show in store for you tonight, and we'd like to start off with Mr. Joe Corsi. Joe, we're going to start off with talking to you about some of your upcoming special events. Could you tell us about that very special Legends of Disco that's coming?
Well, it's happening at the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York City, 8th Avenue, 34th Street. And we're putting together 5 of the biggest dance artists from the late 70s, early 80s, from the Tramps with Earl Young, Chic, Nile Rodgers,
Wow.
France Jolie, who I've worked with since she started in this business.
Joe, who's promoting this?
Legends Entertainment out of Long Island.
Oh, okay.
They're doing this whole show. Harold Melvin's Blue Notes are going to be there. Tavares. It's really going to be a good time.
I got my dancing shoes on already, ladies
To
and
tell you
gentlemen.
the truth, as we speak, I'm getting Capizios made for the night.
Wow.
And I'm a size 14.
Wow.
So these things are.
Wait a minute.
It's going to look like two ships out of Bayonne leaving.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You know?
Joe's a 14.
You're a 14.
I'm a 14. Wait a minute. Joe's Sicilian.
Yeah.
I'm Sicilian. Joe, I'm coming to the show with you.
Now, if you put your shoes together and my shoes, it's a size 28. We're both Sicilian. We're like Shaquille O'Neal. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean,
Man on, ladies and gentlemen. What's better than having Joe Coffey on the MidNight Show? You know, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you, Joe is an enigma in himself today. I'll tell you. You know, we lost Sinatra, we lost Dean Martin, but we got Joe Corsi.
You got me.
So we're very lucky to have Joe. And, you know, a lot of the guys, they get famous. They pick up Joe. I mean, Joe, his roots are in broadcasting and publicity. And he's never left us. He went from Brooklyn to Staten Island. And Joe's felt in his heart. We've lost other DJs. They've run to California. But not Joe Corsi.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Corsi stays with his own. And he's built up the area that he's in. And he's done a lot of charities, a lot of good works. Joe, what's some of the charities that you're involved with?
Well, especially on Staten Island, I work with the March of Dimes. I do a lot of events for the March of Dimes. A lot of events at St. John's University.
And you have a special, if I may, yeah.
Mhm.
Doctor, you
By
want to
St.
pick up
John's,
on
right?
that?
Yeah.
Didn't you just recently receive an honor?
Yeah,
Because of your work.
the Cirolo Garibaldi Society at St. John's University, which is an Italian student organization, and they highlight Italian Americans in the area. And the day that they did me, the month that I did me, it was also with a firefighter who passed away in 9/11. So they honored him, they honored me, and the pastor of St. Clair's Church that day.
Hey, ladies and
It
gentlemen, I
was
thought of
nice,
something
yeah.
very interesting. Joe, pardon me.
Yeah.
Joe, where were you on 9/11?
I was in Midtown Manhattan. I was in the street when it happened.
Wow.
And you know, it's funny. You know, right after that, it was really surreal. It was like a movie. People were running through the streets trying to get out of the city, and all of a sudden, traffic started filling up, and I said to myself, "How am I going to get out of here?" You know?
Were you walking, Joe, in the street? You were on the
Yeah.
street?
I was at an appointment.
Okay.
And I says, "How am I going to get out of the city?" You know? And there was no transit. They stopped. Everything was locked down. You know?
Unbelievable.
I says, "Let me walk to the west side of the city. I'll try to get a ferry over to Jersey and then walk to Staten Island." You know? And all of a sudden, I hear somebody calling me on Park Avenue. And I hear, Joe. And it was a friend of mine who had a tasty cake route.
Oh.
And he says, "Joe, I'm going back to Staten Island."
Joe, stop there.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not kidding you.
Tasty cake.
Since I'm 9 years old, Joe,
Yeah.
my favorite cake.
Tasty cake.
To this day, I search for them.
Yeah.
They're from PA. They come in little boxes.
Right.
And I love them. Sorry, Joe. go
That's
ahead.
because Drake's cost more, that's why. You went for the cheaper
Joe,
route,
Joe,
you went for the tasty cakes, you know?
You say, keep a secret, Joe.
So there I am, I jump in his truck, and I go in the back, and his wife's in there with all her girlfriends from her office. And I'm sitting down in the back of this truck surrounded by, coffee cakes and Oreo bars. So I said, "Stop off, let's get a gallon of milk while we're at it, you know?" And it took us almost 4.5 hours to get home.
Wow.
But it was a rough time. It was a rough day.
It was a hard time, Joe, huh?
A rough time.
So, Joe, how did you get out of the city? Did you stay overnight? Did you run?
No, we came home that day.
You got back in.
It took us a long, long time, but we did it. We got home.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, Joe, let me ask you a few questions. You know what, Joe? Let's turn it over to Christina. She's got a couple of things she wants to ask you. So, Christina, why don't you take over?
I actually heard you're doing something involving dancing. Can you elaborate more on that?
Well, I'm not.
I didn't know you were a dancer.
I didn't
too.
know I was a dancer either, and I'm just doing this because I'm helping out the Alice Austin House. This is another another
Here at
society
Staten
here on
Island,
Staten
yes.
Island. So they started this thing a couple of years ago called the Staten Island Dancing with the Stars. It's just like Dancing with the Stars, but it's Staten Island personalities, politicians, businessmen. So they asked me, says, "Okay, I'll do it." So I don't know what I'm dancing to. I don't know who I'm dancing with. I may be dancing with Dr. Maligno. I don't know. But we're doing it. I saw your eyeball me when I came in. You want to dance with me? Come on. But
Come on.
Listen, with the 14 size.
Yeah, really. So it's
And
going to be fun.
When does this all happen?
I think it's going to be the end of June.
Wow.
Towards the end of June, we're doing
And
this.
they're filming in Staten Island.
It's going to be filmed in Staten Island. It'll probably be on CTV too, so you'll see it on
I'm very
CTV.
excited to watch you with your dancing
Yeah,
shoes. You do everything else. Why not throw dancing?
I know.
in there?
I'm a regular.
We'll go Legends of Disco with Joe.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there.
All right, we're going.
It's going to be good. It's going to be a good
Doc, you
time.
going? Sure. I'm going to be right there. If you got the Tramps there, I'm there.
Yeah.
Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
I love those guys.
I'm telling you.
Love them.
Talking about the Tramps, we just lost Jimmy Ellis.
Jimmy Ellis and the
Yeah.
Tramps. Yeah, that was very sad.
Davy Jones, you did an interview with one of the monkeys.
Davy Jones. You know, I don't know what it is, but every time I'm on the air, one of these people pass away. You know.
Unfortunate.
I was on the air when Whitney Houston passed away, and that was. Davy Jones, the same thing. I was on the air when Davy passed away.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Joe just did an interview with, is it Peter Talk? Peter
Talk of the Monkees,
Talk
yeah.
of the Monkees about Davy Jones. Did you, what was that about?
It was pretty cool because the Monkees were. I was kind of young when the Monkees came out, you know, so I just grabbed as much info as I could to speak to Peter Talk about. But he gave us a lot of behind the scenes of how it was with the Monkees.
Was he personable? How was
Very
he?
personal. You know, like when they went out to lunch and the stuff they would do.
Yes.
You know, he really gave us an insight of how it was being a monkey at the time. These kids, they didn't even know each other. They just put them together. It was sort of like In Sync. It was like In Sync and the Backstreet Boys.
By the way, Joey Fatone's uncle is a very dear friend of mine. He's on the Showtime, Tony Fatone.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he used to have a group, Joe, back in our day, running around the late 70s, called the Orions. They were a singing group.
All right.
And Joe, I didn't mention this.
They're from Brooklyn, you know those guys.
That's
Joey
absolutely.
Fatone's from St. Mary's Parish.
Yes,
yeah?
yes.
Yep.
Tony's with me all the time. And he's talking to try to get Joey on the show. And I was a lead singer, too.
Really?
In the 70s. A group called the Stone Ponies. We played places like Jupiter's, the Intermission in Brooklyn, on the Utrecht Avenue. You know, I was a lead singer, Joe.
Very nice. I'm very impressed.
Joe, if you need a little room at the studio,
Okay, yeah.
I'll be up there with you, Joe. But in all kidding aside, yeah, Joe, we did. We had a lot of fun back in the day. We did the KC and the Sunshine, the Doobie Brothers, the whole 70s riff. We did all that.
That's great stuff. It's great music. It'll never die, that stuff.
That stuff will never die. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to make a point that not many of us think about. Just stop for 1 minute. Clear your mind. And think if we didn't have CBS FM on the radio. I was devastated when I didn't have my 60s, 70s, and at the time 50s and 80s music. I mean, it was like part of me, Joe, was cut out of me. And I want to just make everyone aware how important for happiness, it adds to your happiness, having CBS FM on the radio and a guy like Joe Corsi. Because what Joe does, it's not an easy thing he's doing. There's a lot of work involved in there with the records and the DVDs, mixing it all up. But they're keeping that alive, which keeps part of us, the flame in us, that youthful flame, alive, Joe.
It's right, because when you hear certain songs, I mean, you know, songs you hear and songs that you hear, all of a sudden you're right, taken right back to that time. And today, and the groups today, there's a lot of good music coming out of the radio today with newer groups that you listen to. But, they're you're lucky if you get 2 hits out of these bands.
Joe, I love you to death, but I'm going to have to step out a little more on the off the end of the platform and tell you that, Joe, it ain't out there. Joe,
there is. There's a lot of good groups.
When we grew up with the amount of music over the last 30 years, Joe, it's like the movies, ladies and gentlemen, this is my own opinion. Joe's good, and I believe what he's saying is true. There is music out there. But Joe, correct me if I'm wrong. Back in the day, today when you watch a movie, Joe, there's a new movie coming out every day. That's how it was, ladies and gentlemen, back in the 60s and 70s and 80s with records. There was new music coming out on the radio. Joe, am I wrong? Every week.
Yeah, but there's not even a record store anymore to buy these at.
There you go. Case in point.
But see what Bruce Springsteen is doing right now. He just came out with a record, and the only way you can get this record is to buy it at a record store.
Wow. How do you like that?
Yeah. And the only way to get it, you can't download it, you can't upload it. The only way to get those music is to get it from a record store. And he's doing this.
Unbelievable.
It's a great idea.
They're around. They're around. You'll find them.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned that Joe had wrestled alligators. And I'm not kidding.
Yeah, I heard
He really
that rumor
did.
too.
He did. Joe, can you elaborate on exactly why you and an alligator were doing the bump together? What was it?
Well, it was for the debut of the new season of Swamp People.
Of course,
Do you know
Swamp
what
People.
Swamp People is?
Everybody knows Swamp People.
It's my favorite show.
Sure it is.
It's where these Cajuns from Louisiana, the bayou, they go in these little boats, and they go look for, they hang bait over the water, these dead chickens, and these alligators come up and they grab the chicken, they get hooked, and they go into the water, and then they pull these crocodiles,
Yes.
alligators out of the water.
That's right.
And then they shoot them in the head.
But you know what they lost me, Joe, in the
What?
show? When they started cooking the squirrels. They kind of threw me off a little bit.
It's like Gallimard. You put sauce on it, it's the same thing. And I had the squirrel that day when I was there. It was good.
Joe, you killed me.
It's like chicken. It's the same thing, you know.
I'm gonna put it in a salad.
Did you ever have alligator?
No.
I'm telling you.
Like, Joe? Chicken?
It's like chicken franchise. It's like that. They fillet the tail, they put a little flour and batter, and you're good to go.
A little Parmesan cheese on it?
If you want it, you know. I like it straight out, you know.
How could you not love this guy, Joe Corsey? Come on, Christina. Vinny, what do you want to, is there anything you want to ask Joe?
I want to congratulate you on CBS FM being #1, rated #1.
Yeah, how about it, guys? Number one.
Exactly.
Joe Corsey is the
That's a
number
big
one
deal.
DJ.
How is it? How do people know that your station is being listened to?
Well,
How's that work?
it used to be when they would rate radio stations,
Yes.
they would send out these diaries, which was a book. And they say, okay, I want you to hold this book. And they'd pay the people to do this. Hold this book through the day. And you wake up in the morning, you put the radio on. What time did you listen to? I listened from 7 o'clock to 20 after 7. Who did you listen to? WCBS FM. Who do you like from the station? Dan Taylor. Whatever. And you just took a log, and then at the end of the month, you put the book in there and you mailed it back to Arbitron. But they don't do that anymore. Now with the new technology, they have these little thing called PPM meters, which is a people meter. That's what it's called. And you keep this thing like a cell phone on your belt, and you just keep this on you all day long. You walk into a CVS or Walgreens, the radio's on, it picks up the tone, and it gets sent to, and that's how everything's rated today.
Joe, everything, the way the world is going, Joe, they're going to know where you are. If you're going to the bathroom,
Yeah.
they're going to know when you're in the bedroom. They're going to know you're changing a tire in a car.
My wife, where I know, she knows where I am right now.
Joe, it started with the beepers.
Yeah.
Remember
It
the
started
80s,
with the
ladies and gentlemen,
beepers.
with the beepers? Everywhere you went, your wife or your girlfriend, they'd be beeping to see where you are.
Yeah.
Now forget about it. They're watching you, what you're doing.
They're watching.
You got the camera.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
But I'll tell you, that's the way the world's going today.
Hey, it's good. I like technology. It's good.
tech is
but
good.
don't buy illegal CDs.
No, absolutely not. When you see those people walking around,
And you know who we talking about.
that's
Don't
right.
buy those illegal
when they
movies.
walk into the Chinese restaurants,
That's
people,
right, yeah.
They give it a little with the bag.
That's
Come
right. Yeah, you know, I'm going to be honest. Can I be honest with you right
Yes,
now?
please.
Okay. I don't go for that. For one, it puts a lot of people out of work.
Mm-hmm.
People may say, "Oh, it's how can you go to the movies today? It's so much money."
Absolutely.
Hey, you didn't make what you made 50 years ago.
That's right.
You know, today people make more money, and that's how they had to raise the price of the movies.
Right.
But, you know, you don't realize you buy that CD, that DVD for $5. The person who put the CD together, they're out of work. The people who did the artwork for the CD, they're out of work. The FedEx guy who picked up the CDs from the plant.
domino effect, ladies
It's a
and gentlemen.
domino effect, and
Right.
it's $1 here, $1 here, $1 here, and it's a lot of money that people
Joe,
lose.
you're 100% right, and I agree with you. And ladies and gentlemen, he's right. If you're gonna try to cheat the system,
Right.
you're gonna hurt the system.
And all the money that's made with people buying illegal DVDs and movies, let me tell you something, that ain't staying in the United States of America.
We don't know where that money's going. It could be going to terrorism, and I'll say it for Joe.
Right.
So, you know, a lot of it has gone, and the FBI has proved that.
Right.
Well, on that note, we're coming to the close of our show. So I would like to thank Mr. Joe Corsey from CBS FM, the #1 radio disc jockey in New York State, New York City, and the tri-state area. Joe, we love you.
Thank you, buddy.
And we want to thank you so much for
Thank
being
you
here.
so much. Thank you.
Joe Corsey, CBS FM, my buddy, the Sicilian.
There you
God
go.
bless. Dr. Malindo. We'll have a
Take
great
care,
night.
Doc. Goodbye.
Christina Line. And we love you. We'll see you on the next MidNight show. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys. So that was really great. I mean, Joe Corsey, people, he is the #1 DJ in New York, tri-state area, on CBS FM, which is the #1 listened to station in the New York tri-state area. And the Midnight Show with Vic Terno got him. Catch the fever.
All right, Vicky baby.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I know we have to do mail call. How about mail call?
Mail
Christine,
call time.
are we gonna do mail call?
Yeah.
It's up to my control room. Let's get mail call going, guys. Let's start. Do we have the mail call, Steve?
Well, speaking of catching the fever, we have Nathaniel Donovan from Manhattan, and he wants to ask the Midnight Show a question. He wants to know, when you get into the Screen Actors Guild, how much does it cost to join, and do they offer payment plans?
Okay, that's a very good question. That's a two-part question, ladies and gentlemen. The first part of that question, it's roughly around $3,000 to pay that, to get in. You know, it's a lot of money, but that's what you got to pay today. When I went in, Tony, what was it we went in, about $800-900?
Yeah, about that. I think it was $1,000.
Yeah, around that.
$1,000.
Around that. As far as a payment plan, what's the gentleman's name?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, there's no payment plans. I'm sorry, buddy. It's a one-time, one-shot deal. So you might as well start saving now, Nathaniel.
It's a good investment, though.
Oh.
It's definitely a great investment.
Absolutely. I made that money back, I would say, within a few months.
That's great.
You know, when I first started. And I guess that wraps that up, right?
Yeah.
Christine?
Mhm.
Okay, now that we'll move on from there, I want to have one final guest, ladies and gentlemen, before the show is completed. And I'd like to introduce a gentleman that I've known for about 15 years. He's a really nice person. He's got a big heart. He's got a big stature, but he's a little guy. But he's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. And I told you, he's got a heart like that. His height may be short, but he's got a heart of gold, and he's a big man in stature. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome a good friend of mine, Mr. Joe Barry. Come on in, Joe. Oh, Mr. Joe Barry. Joe, how are you, Joe? Good to see you, Joe. Sit down. You know, ladies and gentlemen, I've known Joe for about, what, maybe 15 years?
Yeah, about that.
Joe and me used to do work together when we started out in the business at a place called the Staten Island Film Center with Matty Russo, Matty Russo, and Sal Piro. And we've been friends ever since then, right, Joe?
Yeah.
We did a lot of acting, a lot of skits. Joe, why don't you tell us a little about your background? He's in the Screen Actors Guild. How did you get started in acting, Joe?
Well, about 1989, I was looking at the Staten Island Advance, and there was an ad in there that said models, actors, and extras needed. And by chance, my first phone call, they were looking for people to do double work for kids in film. I don't remember the name of the film, but I got hired right away. Within 5 years, I was able to get into the Screen Actors Guild. I've done tons of standing work. I worked with Bruce Willis, Mel Gibson, Nicole Kidman, Brad Pitt. I was even the double for the kid in The Sixth Sense. I did some of his stunt work. The Royal Tenenbaums, the kids riding on the garbage trucks. I was the kid on the garbage truck doing the stunt work on that.
Go, Joe!
And if it wasn't for the Screen Actors Guild, I wouldn't be here today.
Nice, Joe. That's very nice, Joe.
I want to finish what I'm trying to say. For the Screen Actors Guild, they paid for both my transplants. I had a kidney transplant and a pancreas transplant, and 4.5 years of dialysis treatment, and Screen Actors Guild paid for everything. I didn't lay out one dime.
God bless, man. God bless.
Let's hear it.
God bless.
Let's hear it for the Screen Actors Guild, which is I'm a member of for 18 years. Joe is a member of, and Tony Pizarro. That's really something. God bless him. Joe, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
they paid for everything.
All my treatments, all my doctor's visits, I didn't lay out a dime.
Hey, they put you together, you look beautiful. Joe, you look better than ever.
I'm all right, but I made it.
Well, today they're doing wonders. They gave Tony a penile implant. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm only kidding. I'm only teasing.
I'm suing the network. That's it. You're gone. I'm taking over the show.
Tony's gonna sue the network. We're in trouble now.
He's gonna be the new host.
So, Joe, do you have any? What are you working on now? Do you have any new projects?
Well, I've worked on Men in Black 3. There's three new characters in there.
Excuse me, Joe. Tony,
What?
can you get your hand away from rocks?
I'm asking you to watch water. Glass of water. Want to get no water? She didn't get no water.
Rocks. You got Joe. He puts a hand on her again. Let me get him out. Yeah, Joe. I'm sorry, Joe. Yeah, Joe. Go ahead.
Okay. Last year I worked on Men in Black 3. There's 3 new characters in it called Saucer Men, and our heads look like brains, and I'm the tallest one of the 3. And when you see the movie, you'll know it's me. And also, for the last 6 years, I've been doing a show called Accomplice New York with Neil Patrick Harris as one of our co-producers. And we have 3 in the city. It's like a walking tour of the area, but you got to figure out the theme of the play as you go along. We have one on the West Village. We have one on the East Side by Brooklyn Bridge, South Street Seaport. One in the Museum of Natural History. One in Hollywood, it's about a lost actress. And we have one in London. And all 5 plays are like a walking tour of the area, but you got to figure out the theme of each play as you go along.
Well, listen, Joe, beautiful. Guys, let's have a round of applause for Joe Barrett. Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming to the close of the MidNight Show. Unfortunately, we love it. But, Joe, thank you for coming in. Joe is now a permanent player in the MidNight Show Players. Ladies and gentlemen, yes, he's with us. Ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna have Joe back on. We have all our lovely panel. I want to say goodnight to my studio audience. I want to say goodnight to my TV audience. And let me say this, on a serious note, the MidNight Show is spreading quickly throughout the United States and throughout the world. And my studio audience of viewers watching at home, remember that I'm giving you all my love. And I want you to take that love that I give you from my heart and soul and spread it throughout the world. So, people, catch the fever. The MidNight Show.
Ok. Mi ricordo il tuo arresto. Sorvegliato 24 ore al fermo. Avevo capito il tuo messaggio d'addio. Sei rimasto sempre figo. Ogni giorno è così grigio e nero. Sprofondato per questo dolore. I tuoi hanno avuto un blocco al cuore. Inseguo quel maledetto euro. Da quel tragico momento ho visto i tuoi amici tradimento. Evitato il macello per il tuo rispetto. Credimi, il tuo silenzio ha fermato il tempo. Messo di sparti in quel momento. Fratello, ho pregato nel vento per arrivare a un nuovo millennio. Loro sono boss, li cambierò prima io, con fucile d'addio. Spero che un giorno abballerà dal cielo, perché sarà sicuramente il mio angelo, per il mio cervello. Ok, sei rimasto in quel sogno bugiardo, era come un traguardo. Ho avuto un colpo al cuore al mio ritorno. Dovevo parlare del mio viaggio, ma tu eri in svantaggio. Ho fatto un delirio, ho pregato Dio, ero accecato dalla rabbia per la tua agonia. Ma tu eri troppo impegnato da non credere di non essere più risvegliato. Ok, ho ricordato quel bellissimo momento. È difficile dimenticare le risate trascorse in quel divertimento. Sentivo il fiuto del carabiniere. Uno di quelle sere ero il tuo cavaliere. Gli amici dove erano? Rischiavi attimi per loro. Quello è stato il tuo rimborso. Io ho risposto, fottetevi. Non avete rimorso, vermi. Ho giurato che porterò i tuoi pensieri nei nuovi sentieri. Ritornerò a New York, grazie ai tuoi consigli. Ho imparato ad amare i nemici. Tu sai che dico quello che sento, è un parere perfetto. Perché tutto ciò che vediamo è una prospettiva, non è stata mai cattiva. Spero che dal cielo mi mandi una forte luce.